Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I hope you are doing well. Today is one of those days that I just don't look forward to, and that is going to the dentist to have your tooth drilled because they found a cavity between teeth, and nobody likes going to the dentist knowing that they're going to stick a needle in your gum to freeze it. Nobody. So back in the day, when the dentist would walk in the room and he'd have his back to you, and then you'd say, "Open up," and you know he's coming with the needle, and they would stick the needle in, bunk, and then hold it, and your body would just all tense up, and you just waited while they slowly injected the serum into your gum, because the tissue's so dense, I guess, that they have to inject it really slowly, but they have to do enough of it to numb the area. And but the technology's changed. I'm not sure the last time you guys went to the dentist, but my newest dentist, so that the dentist I had from basically when I first had teeth all the way up until I was in my mid to late 40s. So I had that dentist for a long time. Amazing dentist. He was all the way down in Toronto at Bayview and Eglinton. So I would travel down there. It would take me an hour, and luckily he had parking behind us. He actually bought a house. Like, one of the smartest things a business person can do is to buy, instead of leasing an office, is to buy, if you can't afford it, buy the building. And he bought a house and turned it into a 3-office dentist. So he had 3 chairs. He could have two hygienists working at the same time as him doing the more important dental work and extractions and fillings and stuff. And you'd have 2 hygienists going at it. And so a great business model, amazing. So when he retired, sold the building for lots of money. So and again, it sold it as a commercial building, I guess. It'd be a commercial building, but it was just a regular what's it called, 1-story house and bungalow, but it was right down at very high priced area. So he bought it back in the day when it probably wasn't that expensive, and probably made a really good nest egg for himself doing it that way. Anyway, so I digress. So the new dentist, they have a new system where it's like electronical, and they basically, they do break the skin a little bit with a tiny little needle, and then the computer injects it at a specific rate, and that way it's not a long needle going in. So I don't fear the needle anymore. I used to be able to handle it when I was young, and one time out of the 45 years that I went to that one dentist, I had to get 2 teeth extracted to make way for braces when I was like 14 or 15 years old. So I went in to get this tooth extracted. He did the same thing, back to you, open your mouth. As he stuck the needle in, I think he just went too far with the needle. And let's say this is a nerve. He got the needle, and that felt like the needle went like this, like a violin across the nerve. And my whole body convulsed. It was so painful that I just locked up, reacted. I'm not sure if he pulled the needle out because I reacted so violently to this pain, and I guess we had to wait a second for what he did inject to get the next needle in, because of extraction and all. And so the next week I came in to get this tooth extracted, did the same thing, back to me, open your mouth, Ken. Nope. He goes, what? I go, nope, you're not giving me a needle. He goes, come on, Ken, I gotta extract your tooth. You can't get your tooth extracted with a needle. I'm like, you're not sticking that needle in my mouth. And he begged me to stick this needle in my mouth, and I'm like, no, man. That's how traumatic the week before was, getting that needle. And so from then forward, well, let me just finish that little quick story. So he's like, okay. So the worst part about getting a tooth extracted with no freezing is they have to get the clamp or the vice grips or whatever you want to call them on the edge of your tooth, right? And the only way they can do that is to push the gums up, and that is the most painful part. And then just the little jerk, pull, tooth is out, no pain. I swear to you, no pain of the tooth coming out. It was the clamp pushing up into the gums. And he was like even more careful doing it, I think, than if he had freezing in, because he was trying as hard as he could not to hurt me. And that was way easier than the needle going in. And again, out of all the years I went to him, that was the only mistake he ever made. He was an amazing dentist, and he muffed up that one time. And from then forward, I never got the needle again for years, even on cavities. So if I got a cavity, I'd ask him, how deep is it? And talk me through it. And he would say, okay, we're doing this. It's going to take 30 seconds. And when your brain knows that pain is only going to last for a certain amount of time, you can sometimes deal with it. But when your brain doesn't know how long that pain is going to go, that's when your brain starts to fight or flight. And it starts to play tricks on you. And I think it makes it more scary and more painful. So I had, I don't know how many times I had little small cavities here and there, and he would do them without freezing. And I remember him, after he extracted that tooth, did all the things he needed to do. We walked into the waiting room, and he looked at my mom, and he's like, you have one brave son. And I was like, she's like, what? Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was the craziest dental experience I ever had in my life. Both of them, the getting a tooth pulled without a needle, and the painful one the week before. The two most memorable, and then getting my wisdom teeth out was pretty memorable too. I almost threw up because the nurse was watching what the doctor was doing and not sucking up the blood with the wand, and I was swallowing blood as they were doing. I think they did this side first. Extracted, sewed it up, extracted, sewed it up, and then by that time, I guess I had swallowed enough blood, plus what was going on, plus all the needles. I'm like, I'm gonna be sick. And then he's like, pulls everything out, puts the oxygen mask on me, which totally stopped me from being nauseous. And he's like, do you want to come back next week? And I'm like, dude, you're finishing the job now, because I am not coming back for a while. And that was, I guess, I think when I was like, I don't know, 19 or 20. That's when I had my wisdom teeth out. So crazy dental stories for you guys. Hope I didn't make anybody cringe too much with those stories. But anyway, dental practices have changed a lot since then. There's the conscious sedation for extractions and things, so you don't remember anything, which is great. And but still, the whole idea of going there knowing what they're going to do is pretty traumatic, I think, for some people. I know people that just like almost need to be tranquilized before they go to the dentist because they just lose their mind knowing that they're going to have pain, right? So, but now, again, the things they can do, like this little tiny little needle that sticks in, and it takes way longer for them to deliver the numbing solution, but they also rub the gum before they stick it in with a numbing solution to help alleviate the pain of the little tiny needle going into your skin. But again, it's a very fine needle as opposed to back in the day when it was just a big ass syringe and painful every single boop, 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 boop. Stop it. Anyway, so I have to get filling. I think it's on the bottom and it's between the 2 teeth. So I brush my teeth. So I wake up in the morning, have a glass of water to start my day, then have 2 coffees, and I usually finish my last coffee around 11:30, and that's when I brush my teeth for the first time for the day. And then I go all afternoon, have my dinner. I floss my teeth usually after dinner because I have a lot of seeds and nuts and stuff in my salads, so I need to like get the stuff out between my teeth. So I usually have one of those little plastic green things with the floss in between, and I just pick anything I need to get clean. I clean it up, and then I brush my teeth at 11:30 at night. So I brush my teeth every 12 hours basically, and still got a cavity. And I don't eat a lot of sweets. I try not to anyway. Like, as you guys know, I don't eat breakfast or lunch, and then when I do eat crazy video food, again, that's probably the only thing I eat for the day. I don't drink a lot of pop. I know people think I do because they see a video on my channel, me drinking pop, so they just figure I drink pop all day long, and I don't. All right, we are in Bradford, and it is time to get a filling done, and I'll see you right after, and my face will be numb for the next, I think it lasts about, I timed the first time that I had some work done, when they did these things, it felt like it lasted 4 hours, but it wasn't 4 hours, because the next time I did some work that they needed to freeze me, it only lasted, I think, 2.5 hours, and then it went away. It's funny because it's so like not there, zero feelings, and then all of a sudden it goes into this weird cold tingly thing, and then within minutes of that first feeling, it's gone, which is great. So I will see you after the dentist. Got to park the car. Once again, I'll let you know how it went. All right. All right. So everything went well. Let me start the car. Wash the hands once again. So you have 1, 2, 3 molars. The filling that he had to do was on this third one on the side, and while he was drilling that one out, he was noticing I have 2 very old white fillings on the back too, and you could see there is it's starting to wear between the filling and the tooth, and you can see this kind of like somewhat of a dark line around the white filling. And he's like, we've taken x-rays back in August, but the filling itself stops the x-ray from seeing what's behind the filling. So you don't know if there's possibly another cavity behind there. So he asked my permission to kind of redo these 2 fillings, and I'm like, I trust your judgment, and so he did. And now these 2 white fillings it looks perfectly brand new. These 2 back filling, the old fillings, and then this new cavity filling. So it's all perfectly fine now. So because Carol works for the school board, it's covered tooth colored restoration, and it was after all said and done, it was a lot of money. But we don't have to pay anything because Carol works for the school board, and So it's a good thing that Carol works for the school board, because I'd have to pay out all that money. So right now my whole lip, my nose, my cheek, but mainly my lip is just a huge nummy chunk of flesh stuck to my face. So hopefully that will subside. So it is now 10 to 11. So I was in there, I guess, sitting in the chair for 30 minutes, and he did 3 teeth. All done, all perfect, all good to go. I'm glad it was covered 100%. Some dentists, a McDonald's truck, it looked like he wanted to turn in here, but I don't know why you'd want to turn in here. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our trip to the dentist. I have a meeting with some people at 4, and then I'll possibly be doing a live show tonight. Again, Carol's up at the cottage with her family, looking after her mom and dad. And yeah, so I'll have to get a live show done. Doesn't interfere with Carol's, my time, and get to hang out with you guys. I really enjoy doing live shows with you. It's kind of fun to touch base with the people that watch my videos, get some feedback, and just hang out. You guys usually drive the conversation with the types of questions you ask. So let me know in the comments below if you guys enjoy the live shows as much as I do. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me on today and going to the dentist. Ken at the dentist. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to be vlogging tomorrow. Definitely won't be dentist stuff. I don't want to see a dentist for like another 6 months right now. I'm done. That's over.